Hey fam, welcome to episode number 3 of the A5. I am your host, or one of your hosts, Tait along with my lovely wife, Noelle Offwallow. Thank you again for joining us.
Hello, everybody. We're so excited to be back. Can you believe it is episode 3? It feels like it's 300.
I thought you were going to say it's less.
No, This shit's hard, you guys.
It is hard.
So all of you guys just, kicking back and listening and watching and going, it's so fun. I think I'm going to do one too. It's a lot of work. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work, but it's super fun.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
And it's well worth it, even though Noelle is doing the majority of the work.
Not true. We're doing it together.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Organizing, creating the social media pages, blah, blah, blah. Like you're doing that.
Well,
so I appreciate that.
I just set it all up. It's fine. And then we take turns like responding to you guys, which holy shit, you guys are so cute and we love you guys so much.
Thank you.
So much love. And we couldn't have asked for a better audience. You guys are amazing and you're so sweet. And some of you guys even gave us some feedback, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Hey, we'll take it.
I'm open to learning.
As long as it's not rude and it's sent with love, that's totally fine.
What is it? Constructive criticism?
Yeah, I don't like criticism. How about constructive feedback?
Feedback.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you.
One of my favorite was, there was a couple of favorites. One of them was the one that said, oh, by the way, you guys.
Please.
This is our Zoomy time. Please comment, like, share on the YouTube and the Spotify because it pushes us more into the algorithm so more people can enjoy it. So if you guys are so inclined, please, please, please go follow us and like it and all that good stuff. But one of the comments on the YouTube, the Spotify, there's always a poll at the end, or actually right when you open it, and you can give us your feedback. There's different questions every week. And one of my favorite ones was a gal who said, or a person, I don't know how they identify, but a person said, you guys are so cute and so genuine. Can you just please make it longer than 30 minutes? Listen, you guys.
Listen, Linda.
This stuff is hard. It really is. And I have ADHD undiagnosed, by the way. That was diagnosed by all of my kids and this guy over here. I like to keep them a little short because I have a short attention span. However, if more people say they want longer episodes, then we may be so inclined. Because trust me, we can talk. We cut a lot out of the last 2 episodes.
We did.
And that was only because I wanted to keep it, flowing and all that good stuff. So if you guys are so inclined to please leave more feedback, that would be great. Or just some love. We appreciate that too.
I think eventually we'll get there.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. We're just getting started. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're building on it. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate your feedback. And we would love it to be longer than 30 minutes. And I know we're going to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but if we get enough feedback saying, yes, please make it longer, then we will oblige. We will give the people what they want.
Happily.
So I can't believe it's episode 3 and we're still here doing it. That's pretty crazy. So one of the topics that was suggested to us by you guys was relationships. And this person said, can you please do an episode on how, what is it? Was it building a strong relationship and maintaining it?
Something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Only because... Come on, you want advice from us?
Hey, let me just first start off before we get into this, because that's actually our subject for this episode. I, by no means, right, which I'm sure my wife will agree, am a therapist or a professional relationship expert. We just have a lot of experience. We've been married for quite some time. We have a lot of experience, so we happily share our trials and tribulations of our relationship.
Yes, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. We're not therapists. We're not marriage counselors, nothing like that. But what we didn't go to school for that. But what we did go to school was the School of Hard Knocks. So, and we have been through it.
We have.
And we are 31 years and counting April. I forgot. April. I know I didn't. Well, I kind of did.
I forget.
I forgot April because I was thinking July 1st was like the month that we first said I love you.
True.
Yes, not July 1st, July 4th, 4th of July.
4th of July.
So anyway, this year will be 32 years that we've been together. So I think we don't need a degree to talk about this stuff. So I kind of think we know what we're talking about a little
I feel
bit.
pretty good about my experience in that 31 years.
You said you're going to happily share.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even all your bullshit?
It's a part of it.
Okay. You heard it, people.
But before we get started, we're going to do this
Love
and then
you.
get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. That's our secret handshake. And those who, if you know, you know. If you were here last week, you know what we're talking about. All right, cool. So we are going to get started. And we're going to give you tips on how to build and maintain a solid relationship.
Let's do this.
According to Mama and Papa Afwalo. Damn, that sounds so old, huh?
I'm with it, though. It's all good.
All right, cool. All right. Well, the first thing we came up with, you guys, was becoming friends first.
Yes. Highly, highly important.
Because let me tell you something. Like, if you're not friends, then you don't know each other.
Correct.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
And I don't mean, hey, let's go be buddies and go bowling and, and be on a bowling team. I don't mean that kind of friends. I mean, even if you're on a first date, second date, third date, whatever, get to know each other, the icks, the everything, and see if you can build a relationship that way first. Because if you can, you're going to be much better off and have a much better chance of surviving the hard times.
True story.
Because you already know how the sausage is made. You already know what's going on, right?
I mean, truth be told, our relationship is ever evolving, right? We're constantly learning from one another, constantly teaching one another, right? And I think that is huge too, because it builds a stronger foundation. Along with the friendships we build, the relationship we're building, it builds a stronger foundation. No?
Yeah.
And instead of the same old, right?
No, for sure. So think about it this way. Maybe not in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, right? Think about the friends you have, right? You guys know all the bullshit. You know their quirks. You know the shit that annoys you, and yet you're still friends, right? Like my dear friend Tasha, God rest her soul. Her and I have this, we were besties for over 24 years, and the two of us hate hearing people chew. We can't stand it, right? And so, but that's one of the things we know about each other. And so when we're out and about and someone's chewing, we immediately, I don't care if it's 50 feet away in a restaurant, a loud restaurant, we will hear it. And we both go, and then we're like, ugh, right? So, but, or the annoying things that your friends do. You still love each other. You still kind of hang out. And if you have a really lasting relationship with your friends, it's exactly what I'm talking about. You just transfer it over to a romantic relationship, right?
Right. I totally agree. Like, you know how they're going to react if you say a certain thing. You know how they're going to react if whatever, right? And then you know how to, like, whether it's a bad reaction or a good reaction, right? You're whatever that is, it doesn't matter, because you're still friends at the end of the day, and you're still going to understand each other, and you understand why they react a certain way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's also too, like, when you have a conversation and they're upset. Let's just say your bestie calls and they're pissed.
This is good,
right?
Yes.
The one thing that you should ask is, do you want me to just listen, or do you want advice? I'm telling you, that's chef's kiss gold. If you ask that simple question, because here's what's going to happen. Have you ever had someone who was bitching about something, like their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and it's the same old shit, right? They're still, and you're like, well, don't do that. I told you that guy's an asshole. Right? And you're like, I don't care. I just want you to listen to me, right? Or just, they're like, I really need your advice, right? So if they don't ask that, you ask it. Do you want me to listen, or do you want me to give advice? Because if and they're going to tell you, and then you can just kind of steer it that way. Why am I telling you that? Because that's what friends do. So it's the same thing in our relationship, right?
Yeah, same exact thing. I mean, sometimes in a relationship, they just want to bitch, right? They just want to let the what is
vent. They want to vent.
They want to vent, but you call it venom.
Oh, release the venom.
Yeah. Noelle likes to just release the venom. So a lot of times I don't even have to ask her, do you want advice or do you want me to just listen? Because the way she talks and the way it's coming out, I'm like, okay, she just wants to release the venom, right? So
And it's good to release the venom before you see that person that you're releasing the venom about.
sure.
Would you agree?
I agree. 100%.
But he knows me.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we've been together for so long.
Right.
So if you can start to build that relationship, that type of relationship, it's going to be so much better. So
much better.
All right. So we went from talking about becoming friends and we're going to jump right into building trust.
Building trust.
Because that is so cliche to say, you have to build trust. You have to trust each other. But it's so freaking true. You have to build trust. And I for me personally, I think the best way to build trust, well, not the best way, but just a simple way of thinking about it. I will trust you implicitly until you give me a reason not to.
Okay.
So that means if you have past shit from a bad relationship, whether it's with your past significant other, your parents, your siblings, whatever, if you have trust issues, you need to wrap that shit up or figure it out before you get into another relationship. And sometimes you think you have it all dialed in, you get into another relationship, and all of a sudden you're starting to do the bad habits of not trusting, and what are you doing? I'm going to look in your phone, that kind of thing, right?
True.
So my recommendation is I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. And I expect, if I trust you, I expect the same back.
True.
The reciprocity,
True.
right?
I want to say I think I follow that same. I mean, yeah, I think I follow that same philosophy. You know, it's we're in a relationship together. I'm giving my all, right, of me. So unless you do otherwise, trust is there, right? It's already been set, right?
No, absolutely. And but this is also not to say don't trust your gut,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I can't even think of things that were like not like make me not want to trust you.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to ask if there's a thought of.
Isn't he so cute? You think you're gonna ask your significant other and they're gonna tell the truth.
I'm just saying if you
That's
have
you though. Like,
well, no, if I'm gonna ask, hey man, what's going on there, right? Like,
no, yeah. But I just thought you were like, yeah, just ask me, I'll tell you. That was so cute.
well, it's the truth.
For you, yes, because you're the anomaly. You're a really good guy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, but don't not trust your gut, right?
True.
If they're taking their phone inside the bathroom, and that I only thought of that because that happened to someone we know, and that's how she found out he was cheating on her. Or don't have the passwords. We have passwords to everything.
Everything.
All my socials, all his socials, my laptop, phone,
everything.
bank accounts, everything.
Everything. And we have access to both each other's stuff. So it's like, I don't have anything to hide.
Exactly. And there you go, right? Yeah. So, but trust your gut too, but also like if you're going to go into a relationship or you're already in one and they haven't given you a reason to not trust them, then trust them.
Exactly. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
So we're going to go from that. We're going to we have this long laundry list, and this might even be a part 1, part 2. We'll see how long this goes, but because we had so much stuff.
To share about.
Yeah. So one of the big things we talked about was forgiveness. Okay. Forgive. Because we're all going to fuck up. Not me, but like, you.
I almost sang that stupid song.
Oh, let me hear it. I told him I was going to make
I forgot that's the only word I know.
Forgiveness. Did you guys ever see Just Friends?
What is it called? It's like saying I'm sorry. Is that?
I didn't hear it.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not the right words.
Come on. Sing it.
It's not the right words.
Oh my gosh.
I'll say, no, it's not the right
Okay, sing the one bar.
Forgiveness. It's like saying I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I laugh so loud, you guys. I'm trying so hard not to like scream into this.
That freaking movie's hilarious.
Dude, okay, so Just Friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. But yes, forgiveness. You have to forgive each other.
And then forget.
Yes, kind of.
True forgiveness is literally leaving it behind.
But it's so hard to forget.
It's not easy.
But when you forgive, you have to say sorry and mean it. And when you say sorry, here's our rule, right? We don't say I apologize to each other.
No, because that sounds rude.
Right. But it also means
to each other.
Right. Saying I apologize is just a half-ass apology.
Yeah.
Right? But when you say I'm sorry, that means you truly regret what you did and you're never going to do it again. But when you say I apologize, that's just like me trying to, get you off my back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's always been our rule, even with our kids.
Yeah.
You say sorry and fucking mean it. Hug it out, and then we're done with it. Right? So what he was talking about was when you forgive each other, you have to yourself, tell yourself, I truly forgive him for what he did. I truly forgive him for ruining my Mother's Day because he was bodybuilding. Remember that?
Jeez.
I'm losing my gains.
It keeps coming up though. So did she truly forgive?
Touche!
Did she? I don't know.
I'm only bringing it up for the pod.
The jury is still out.
Well, unless it turns into like a running bit, then that's okay. Right?
Sure.
Sure, we'll go with that. But
Forgiveness.
saying, and I think I read that somewhere in some book I was reading, and I think I told you about it, is like, if you say sorry and I say, okay, I forgive you, and really mean it, I'm not allowed to bring it up again. The gains and the Mother's Day, that it's just a running bit. It's a joke now, but it's not to be vicious.
No.
Right? Or malicious. So when you say, I'm sorry, and you have to mean it, you're not allowed to bring it up again. Remember that time when you did this and blah, blah, blah. You're not allowed to do it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't think about it.
True.
Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, whoo, use my inner voice. Don't use the outer voice, right? So I can say it in my head, or it's okay if I think about it, but I got to get rid of it right away. Otherwise, the venom will come out.
True.
So forgive, and then I can't say forget, because how do you forget something if it's really hurt your feelings or whatever?
Sure. Well, then maybe that's the wrong word. Forget. Maybe it just put it behind you.
Yeah.
Forgive and put it behind you.
Put it behind you and don't mention it again.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to mention it again and it's still pissing you off or hurting you or whatever, then don't say sorry, because it's not time yet.
Yeah. Well, and then you really haven't forgave them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if you're going to be in a relationship with them and you're going to spend some time with them and you say you love them, that's also part of forgiving them. So that's another thing you got to think about.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's okay to bring up those things from the past, not bring them up verbally, but in your head. But they don't have to stay there. Right.
Yeah.
Just put them behind you.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard though.
It is. It is.
And it's
I'm not saying it's easy.
literally a skill set.
True. True story.
I'm old as dirt and I am still trying to get that one down. It's really hard.
It is hard.
And especially if you really love someone, it's so hard when they've like hurt you or have embarrassed you. It's fucking hard.
It is hard.
Yeah. And if you're a hothead like me, I don't care how nice you are. It's going to take me a minute. I've gotten better though.
Yeah.
I've gotten better.
Yeah.
Oh, so like speaking of forgiveness, I'm in therapy. Shocker, right? It's a new thing for me. And let me tell you, worth his weight in gold. Shout out to my girl, Val. But Val reads me all the time now. She reads me down. And every time I'm like, I'll go in there and I'll be releasing the venom, right? And sometimes it's about him. And I'm like, oh man, he just, he annoyed me today, blah, blah, blah. And we got in this, argument. And most of the time, all of these discussions, which you hardly ever came up until you were bodybuilding. And then I really needed therapy to get all my venom out. But I was telling her and I was all hot and I was like, and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and this is what she does. She goes, I wonder. Every time now I hear, I wonder, she's going to read me the fuck down. And then she'll go, I wonder, well, like, I hear you, what you're saying, what's annoying you. But I can't help but wonder, how did you participate in this fight, in this argument? By the way, did you guys hear him swallow his drink?
Val's my girl.
He's trying not to like.
Val's my girl.
Shut up. You're such an asshole. Did you hear him drink into the mic? That drove me nuts right now, right?
Team Val.
Oh my gosh. I have that. What's it called? Misophonia. I think that's what it's called.
Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word. It's when you can't stand the noises that come from people's mouths. Look it up. Maybe we'll put a definition up here. But it's a real thing. I didn't know. You know who told me? Jason. Misophonia.
Misophonia.
Yeah. I think that's
31 years, guys. Misophonia.
Yeah. We're going to get to the next tip on how you need to be a good listener. I've told you that before. That's what I was talking about. Me and Tasha. We have misophonia. We cannot stand noises that come from your mouth. It just, I don't know if you saw me going when I heard him drinking. My girl.
Too much.
Anyway, okay, back on track. Okay, so my girl Val,
Team Val.
when she said that, she said, I wonder how you could have participated in this argument. What the hell? You're supposed to be on my team, Val. What the hell? What? The reason why I'm telling you guys that is because ever since she said that, that stuck right here. That was like a core memory. And I'm like, you know what? It's true. Because you have to take a step back and go, well, how did it escalate?
Sure.
If it's a fight, or how did it escalate and how did it get to where it was? If it's like a big knockdown, drag out. And you know what? I was honest. I said, I did this, this, and this. She goes, do you always do that? I'm all, yeah. And you know what it is? When I did this, this, and this, it was pushing buttons. I know what buttons to push to send him into a frenzy. I know how to piss him off really fast. But he knows how to do the same to me, but he doesn't do it to me. I only do it to him.
I thank you for being honest.
Well,
I appreciate that.
It's true, though, right? And I think without Val, I never would have admitted that, especially on a podcast. So, shout out, Val. But,
and can I just say you're doing a great job
thanks, honey.
with therapy.
Thank you.
And
because I'm actually applying it and getting my money's worth.
Well, and it's not just helping you, but it's helping me too, because you're sharing the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm learning how to do it too.
Yeah. So we'll just slide that in there. Therapy's good. Will help you with your relationship as well. It's not a taboo like it used to be. And if you think, that's for wussies or that's for people who are weak, well, you're the weak one. Because it takes a lot of courage.
It does.
To go to therapy.
Super vulnerable.
And telling a random stranger all your bullshit and hope to God they don't judge you. It's pretty gnarly. So like if you guys go to therapy, you're courageous, keep going. It's so good for you.
And
you're
the
a better
relationship
person.
you're in.
Exactly.
So huge.
Okay, so that brings us up to the next point, which is communication.
Huge.
Everybody talks about it. You gotta communicate, but it's how you were communicating, versus what you're communicating, and are you being effective, right? Are you effectively communicating? So our daughter Dason taught us this. In fact, she taught all of us this.
Yeah.
Me, you, Drew, Donnie, Dumps is still working on it, but and it's very simple. It's a very simple concept. It's impact versus intention, right? So if I'm having an argument with you. And I'm intending to say something that is innocent, right? And you take it way different because the impact that I had on what I just said hurt your feelings.
Okay.
I didn't intend on doing that.
Sure.
I didn't mean that way. I mean it in that way. But now you're upset and now your feelings are hurt. So the impact I had on him by far outweighed my intention.
Correct.
So that means I have to say sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm with it now.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to have empathy if my reaction is right, even though you didn't intend to hurt my feelings, but if my feelings are hurt, you have to have empathy for me. You have to understand, hey, well, wow, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Obviously, I hurt her feelings or his feelings, and that was bad.
Or their feelings.
Right? And that was bad. I'm sorry, right? Like I didn't mean it like that at all.
But how many fuckers of you out there are like, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. You know how I know? I did the same thing.
I do it too all the time.
Yeah. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't give a shit what you meant. You
Right.
pissed me off or you hurt my feelings or you embarrassed me or whatever. You know what I mean?
I backpedal like crazy. I play defense, and it's just all, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't intend it. It was intended this way and that way. But all that crap don't matter because
Right.
the impact has already happened.
It's already happened. You've already caused damage.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can say.
You cannot. Have you ever said something and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to put those words back in my mouth.
Too late.
Too late. They left your mouth. Once they're gone, and they're out into the universe, right?
And then once you see the impact, you have to have empathy on it, right? You have to see it and be like, holy cow, I didn't mean it.
And that takes a lot,
does.
especially if you're a proud person like me. I, for obvious reasons, well, maybe they're not so obvious. I don't like to be wrong. Like nobody does. Because you know why? Because when you know you're wrong, that immediately evokes embarrassment.
Big time.
At least for me. When I know I'm wrong, I'm like, shit. And then I'm embarrassed. And then what? I get angry. I'm like, you made me embarrassed now. I hurt your feelings, but you made me embarrassed. That's all that matters right now. Do you know why? Do you see why he's a saint? He's a fucking saint. No,
I'm not.
you put up with my shit for when we got married, you guys, we said our vows to each other. And you know what my vows were to him? They weren't, this like poem or like, I loved you since the beginning of time.
She started off, are you sure? I thought she was joking. Are you sure you want to do this?
I asked her 3 times. 3 times. Because I was my whole life, I'm like, I'm never getting married. I came from a divorced family. I'm like, I'm never getting married, but we've been together. It's fine. But like when we finally did it, I was like, are you sure? Listen, are you sure? You sure? 3 times I asked him, right?
Yeah.
Because he puts up with all my shit. So
It's all good. You put up with my shit too. So
I know. I just feel like mine's a bigger pile of shit. Oh my goodness.
Perspective.
Oh yeah. So, you guys, this is a takeaway for you guys.
Big time.
Impact versus intention.
Huge with communication.
Huge. All right. Now, we're going to roll into, have you ever heard of relationships between 2 people has to be 50-50,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I heard that a lot.
We got to share everything,
Yeah.
the housework, the work, the kids, the raising of the kids, 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm going to call bullshit.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
There's no such thing. So, if I'm squashing someone's dream right now where you think you're going to get married and it's going to be 50-50,
I'm sorry.
it's not.
I'm sorry.
It's not going to be 50-50. It depends on what day it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I come in and I'm like, I'm at 20%. And guess what?
I got to do 80.
He's got to do 80.
It's all good.
Sometimes I'm at 0. He's got to do
100.
100. Sometimes he comes in and he's at 10. I got to pick it up. I'm running with 90. And that is by far, I think, I don't know if you agree, one of the main reasons why we have such a solid relationship.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Okay, so tonight, before we started filming tonight,
Yes.
we had to go charge our car and we had to go to Target. We go to Target, we're running around, we're getting a bunch of stuff. We come out and I'm taking things. We only had like 3 bags and like a 12-pack of drinks. And I went to go grab one of the bags and he's like, I got it. I go, okay. I went to grab the other bag. He's like, I got it. He literally took all 3 bags and the whatever were the drinks, the ice drinks, and then started walking to the car. And I'm like, I can take one of those bags. He goes, I know. And he just kept walking. Right. And he knew because I was so tired from the gym and I was complaining about like smoking my legs because it was leg day. Right. And he took it without me even asking because I was at 10% with my energy.
That is so good. I didn't know you were going to tell that story.
I didn't either. It just came up.
It makes sense.
Right.
That's good.
So it's not 50-50, you guys.
No.
It's not 50-50.
That is a great example.
Right?
By the way.
Because it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great example.
So anyway, it's not 50-50. And, if you're a mom at home and you got kids and, you need help, ask for help. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. And you know what? You can't be everything to everybody all at once.
Doesn't exist.
And it's not fair.
There's no such. No, of course. Yeah. Hell yeah, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Have you seen those like charts that have come out, and I'm sure you've seen them, but it's like it literally puts a dollar amount on what like stay-at-home parents, because now stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mom, what they would make if someone was to hire them to do that for them. Hire them to cook, hire them to be the Uber, pick them up, sports, homework, all that shit.
And what if they're babies, changing diapers, feeding them?
So basically, how much would you charge, or how much would you pay someone to be a full-time nanny is basically what I'm saying, right? A nanny, a chef, an Uber driver, an educator, a tutor, right? It by far surpassed what the working parent was making. You know what I mean?
There's no doubt.
So I want you to think about that. So if you're having any doubts, or if you're pregnant right now and you're like worried, oh my gosh, I don't work, I don't contribute. The hell you don't contribute.
Come on.
Hell motherfucking yeah, you contribute.
You do.
Because without you, who would do all that stuff? Doctor's appointments. How many of you guys out there, like their significant other doesn't know when PTA meetings are, or awards day, or sports, or whatever? Yeah, you got to be a partner, but I'm just talking about that stuff, because that stuff becomes overwhelming, and there's no such thing as 50-50.
No.
There just isn't.
No.
It's a farce.
It is.
It's a fairy tale. So.
That squashes that.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Tell your significant other, hey man, I'm on 10 today.
Yeah.
And that they need to pick it up and come in at 90.
That's where that communication comes.
Good point. Ding, ding, ding. Perfect. Love it. Okay. We're almost out of time. So I think we are going to have to make this into a part 1, part 2. The last thing I want to talk about is, we call it lock it up.
Ooh. Yeah, we have to bring this in.
Lock it up.
We have to bring this in.
What does that mean? That means don't air your dirty shit out in the world with your significant other.
We have become masters at this. I'm telling you.
This is a skill set I have mastered.
Yeah, we have become. It used to drive me nuts with when we first were a couple, because I was insisting on fixing it then.
He's like, we got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
You ever have a significant other that is like that, wants to talk about it and fix it, like sit there until it's fixed, and then 9 hours later you're still sitting there bullshitting?
It's awful.
It's the worst. We used to do that, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this. We have a barbecue at my uncle's house in like 1 hour. We got to go. Pack the kids up. The fucking kids, put them in the car, and we're out, right?
My angry ass is pissed the entire time.
And so am I. So
I don't want to say a word.
So we're both pissed, right? We're both pissed, and we're driving down, and no one's talking, and he'll say something, and I'll turn the radio up so I don't fucking hear him, and he's all, right? So we're pissed. The kids are on the back going, uh-oh, right? Because we're silent fighting, right? We're not outwardly fighting. We're just like, but they can feel the vibe. Kids know, dude. Yeah. Even if you're not saying a word, they know.
They know.
Right? Then we get there, ding dong, and we're all looking at each other, and the door opens. We're like, hey, oh my God, so good to see you. Oh, and we're all walking in, like.
As soon as we get it, we separate. Yeah. I go with the guys, you go with the girls.
Not always. We stay together sometimes, but like.
We'll stand there and do our.
Yeah, we'll do like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, how are you? How are you? Oh, we're good. We're so good. Yeah. Then we kind of meander off and we do our own thing. Yeah. And then I'm over there going, you motherfucker, like whatever. And he's looking at her like, what a bitch, right? And then we're like, da 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 da. And by the time the party's over and we got to get back in the car, totally forgot what we were talking about. Yeah. Right?
It's like, and then we talk about it.
Yeah. We talk about it. Well, we wait till we get home. Right. We go, in our room. And we talk about it.
It's between just us. No one else involved.
We're not involving the kids. Nope. We're not putting our shit on Facebook. No. We're not, Facebook. I'm such a boomer. Facebook, Instagram, whatever, socials, right?
Yeah.
But we know how to like lock it up.
Lock it up.
Right? So now that's our thing. We'll go in and we'll be making fuchi faces. I'm like, hey, lock it up. And he's like, you lock it up. And then we're like, okay. Right? So our fights are a lot shorter now because we know and we communicate. So that's our thing. Lock it up, man. Like, you ever know someone that they're a couple and they go to a party and they're like looking at each other and they're like, oh, we're so-and-so. I don't know. It's not my turn to babysit. I don't know. Right? You ever know people like that? Damn. At least we've never been like that. We've always been like, because I don't know if it's the way we grew up.
Yeah.
Hey, what goes on at home stays at home.
Yeah, I think that's the way. That's the way.
But some people can't help themselves.
You gotta tell everybody.
Yeah. Oh man. They're like, oh yeah. You couldn't get it up yesterday, huh? Like shit like that in public. Oh my God. Can you imagine? No. So the door opened, ding dong, and we're all, hi, what's going on? Whatever. It's a great way to squash an argument, right?
I think too. What happens during that process is we think about it, and then we think. It always ends up with me. I always say, "What a stupid argument."
Yeah.
Like, what the hell am I mad at? Why am I so mad? That's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then I feel stupid. And then I remember saying stupid shit. And then I remember hurting her feelings. And then I'm like, oh my God, what an idiot. What an idiot. Right? So that's why at the end, I don't know what the process is with you. Probably the same thing.
Well, it is now, but it didn't used to be. I would be seething, right? Seething and like, oh my God. But then by the end, like if we were at a barbecue or whatever, by the end, I'm like, ugh, because I have no attention span. Remember my self-diagnosed ADHD? I'm like, ugh, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't even know what we're doing. That was my process. And then just forget about it, right? Now it's like, oh man, in my head, you look so dumb. You look so dumb. That one point didn't even make sense. You're an idiot. Like, this is my self-talk, right?
Yeah.
Then we get together and we just look at each other and start laughing.
Yeah.
Like, so dumb. But that's going on 32 years
That's
worth
going on
of
through,
work
Yeah.
of locking it up.
Yeah. Is it easy? No.
No.
But it's worth it.
It's so worth it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe we only got through like barely half of a list. So
It's okay. We'll share again.
yeah.
I'm open to it.
Yeah. So next time we're going to talk about a bunch of other cool stuff, including raising kids and what else? Giving each other space and socially and, all that other stuff. So we will come back, you guys.
I promise.
With a part 2 because, we could literally go, this could be like an 8-part series. Seriously.
There's so many.
Yeah.
And keep in mind also, like we said at the beginning, we are not professionals by any means. Like we're not trained at all. We just have a lot of experience.
Pause.
Well, school wise, right? Credential wise.
How many people do you know that are book smart and went to school and they're just they talk a lot about nothing? Right?
Oh, a bunch of people. Yeah.
I think experience is the best teacher.
I agree.
And I think since we have almost 32 years of experience of this, I'm going to say with confidence in my whole fucking chest that we're experts. We're experts on marriage. We're experts on raising kids. Does it mean we were perfect doing it? No, not even close. We're not even close on having a great marriage. No way, dude.
No.
You got to walk through the shit to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to walk through the shit to find the gold. So I'm going to say we are experts.
True.
You don't need a fucking degree for this.
You don't. You just need a lot of experience.
Exactly. Right?
And someone who's willing to go through it with you.
We're going to talk about that next time. That's so good.
Yeah.
So, you guys, you asked for it. We gave it to you. In fact, we're going to give you even more because we're going to do a part 2. So, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Man, 3 episodes in. We love you guys so much and we are having so much fun. That's the main reason why we want to do this. We want to do something creative and have fun. And here we are. So, tune in next week. Don't forget, our episodes drop every Thursday at midnight. And this is free. This is a lot of work and a lot of love and labor that goes into this. So if you wouldn't mind, we would absolutely love and adore you if you could follow our Spotify and our YouTube. It's streaming everywhere. Apple, iTunes, and all that other stuff too. Wherever you get your podcast of us, please like, share, comment too, because it just pushes us into the algorithm so that we can talk to more people. So if you enjoyed it, please donate your input. Yeah?
And if you didn't enjoy it, too bad.
Yeah. It's free. You're not allowed to complain about free shit. Just kidding. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We're having a blast and can't wait to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.